He is a teacher, he is a father, he is a coach. One man who has contributed to the successes of many young footballing talents. He has got a CV that is quite rare within the Ghanaian sporting space. Many people call him Shapiro. My guest tonight on Prime Take is a former Liberty Professionals, a former Dwarfs coach, a former teacher at Accra Academy, right? If I'm not mistaken. Coach Sarpong is my guest on Prime Take. Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Doing good.
How did the name Shapiro come all about?
You see, Akaka students gave me that name.
Students nicknamed you?
Yes, they nicknamed me. I always tell students that if there's a master in the school and the students nickname him, and then he goes after the students for nicknaming him. See, obviously, the name that will be given to you will be worse. So you go by the first one that is given to you, which is adoptable.
Yeah.
But if you say, oh, why are you giving me this name? Come, I'll punish you. The next time they converge, the name that will be given to you will take you into the grave.
So why would students
I never even knew that it was me who was called that Shapiro. It all happened when I started teaching in Accra Academy. That was in 84, that's 84, 85. And the students I met, see, my first sporting event was to go out with the students to Winneba.
Okay.
In preparation, that was the Intako, Super Zoo and Intako.
Yeah.
So I picked the team, and I realized that my students were always late for functions. So I went to Assembly Hall to announce the team. And then I made it known to them that that's tomorrow, by 7:30 sharp, the bus will be at the school gate. Whether you are someone who can run for the school to win laurels, or I will not mind. I'll go with those people who will make the time. If they didn't know that sharp had been jotted down into their books. So we went to Winneba, came back, went to Accra Sports Stadium to have the interview. Then Mars Mills.
Yeah. Leo Mars Mills?
Yes. No, not Leo. The Mars Mills proper, the original.
Okay.
The junior brother is Leo.
Yeah.
Of course, Leo also came to Accra Academy.
Oh, okay.
So he had a mother pool.
Okay.
So I had to dash to the field to attend to him because it was our eye. Then when I got there, I heard sharp. Who is this sharp? I never minded them. So I came back. I went back again to another injury-prone runner. Went back, the same sharp was just ringing at the stadium from the Accra Academy stand. So we had to replay the competition. I mean the video at the Accra Academy
Sports Hall or Dining Hall?
No, Assembly Hall.
Okay.
And I was seated with my late headmistress, Mrs. Hamilton. May her soul rest in peace. So when that part of the video came, then the whole stadium vibrated. Sharp! So I came again, Shapiro! So I asked my madam, who is that Shapiro? I said, but it is you don't know. So that was all. I became Shapiro all over. It has become part of my name. Now even if you mention Coach Sarpong, people don't know. They say, it's Shapiro.
Shapiro.
Yes. So that was how it came, and then it has become an institutionalized name all over. In fact, from here to, I think even all heads of state in the world know that Shapiro is Coach Sarpong.
Students, we are quite interesting people, because this thing you just cited. I remember how we nicknamed our senior housemaster Atipwe. We nicknamed our headmaster. Apart from calling him Dada,
yes,
we called him the Lion.
Yes, they give you names.
Then our mathematics teacher. I don't want to mention that on TV. Then there was another housemaster. We named him Aslo.
Yes.
Then there was another teacher who named him Boomba. There was one who named him Banku Banku.
You know, it's a way of getting closer to
The students.
You know, and that name Shapiro brought me closer to most of the students, especially the sports boys.
Yeah.
You know, and they gave up their best because I was motivating them. At times, I pretended I was annoyed with them.
Yeah.
And anytime they saw my car coming from my bungalow to school, they would see them running away. You know, because they tell me they don't know my mindset at that time. Because I can act at any time. I can decide to punish you when I get you not in class. You know, I had a lot of work to do from the headmaster. He abandoned the sports master, name, was calling me manager. So I became the manager of the school.
Where were you born?
You know, I have a dual citizenship, in quote, dual citizenship. That's the term now in the country.
In the country?
Yes. My father hailed from Asante Mampong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a clan called Achiremade.
Okay.
And those Achiremade people, they act like Nima people. Excuse me. The way they act. If you offend them, they'll make sure by 6 o'clock they reply. They don't go and sleep over it. So that's where my father hailed from.
Okay.
And then my mother hailed from Nkonya.
Okay.
Nkonya and Chubru. My mother was Iguan. Of course, both are deceased.
Yeah.
Yes. And so for me, that's why I said
you are dual.
Yeah, yes. So but I stayed mostly with my mother.
Oh, okay.
In Nkonya. My father said my mother should take us to Nkonya because by what he said,
yeah,
the Evers are more brilliant. So you shouldn't school me in Ashanti region. I should go to Nkonya. That was why I ended up going to school, all my education in Nebuta region, in Nkonya to be precise.
Okay.
From class 1 to Form 4 in Nkonya. From Form 1 to Form 5 in Nkonya Secondary School. Then I moved out to St. Francis Training College.
Okay.
2-year POSEC. Then from there, I taught for almost 11 years. Then I went to Winneba to do the PE course. And
Okay.
then I was posted to Accra Academy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
What?
Siblings. How many siblings do you
Oh,
have?
I have 5.
5 siblings. You're the senior
One,
one,
I lost one last year.
Oh, sorry.
I lost the elder one, the oldest one last year. So I was left with 4. So 2 boys, 2 girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it means that the other one was it also a boy or
the one who died?
Yes.
Yes, a boy.
a boy?
Yes.
So it was 3 boys, 2 girls.
Yes.
Perfect mathematics by your
Yeah,
parents.
from a sports master.
Odd number.
Yes.
So how was your upbringing like?
Well, my mother, I was on WhatsApp with somebody from US. He was asking about my background. I said, look, my mother used to tell me I was a very bad boy. I never knew. My mother told me that I was a very bad boy when I was growing up.
Are you number 2, number 3, or number 4?
No, we are only 2.
I know, no, I mean your position. Are you child number 1 or
Child number 2?
You are child. I'm not surprised.
Child number 1.
They say second boys are always
Yes, child number 1 is a woman. It's a woman.
Oh, okay.
So we're only 2. So my mother told me I was a very bad boy. So, you know, that I don't know whether it was a motivational message to me. Your mother tells you, you are a bad boy. Every day you wake up, you are a bad boy. Look, I don't like the word, you are a bad boy. So it rang in my head. How bad
am I?
So I remember one time, my mother was monitoring me and my brother from Nkonya, good ways. Yeah. And we were planning to do something bad. And my mother sneaked behind us. I never knew. Together with my brother's mother. I don't know whether they planned. So we were planning, we were very hungry. So we were planning to go to a shop bar. And then the fufu that is being pounded, we use the plate, we put some fufu under the plate as a magnet. And then put it on the coins that the woman has been collecting. Then we pretend that we want to buy fufu and tell her that we want water to drink. She will go to the house and fetch water. Before she comes, we'll collect the coins and pay her back by buying the fufu. So my mother came out to say, look, you see, I said you are bad boys. You see what you have just planned. You see you. You don't know that this time you are the ugliest pupils, boys in the crowd. And then my mother deflated that plan. So anytime I sit back and try to recollect what my mother told me. I said, my mother, you should have been rather positive in my life. By using the negative words, as if what I was doing was good. You know, you are a bad boy. It means you are hyping my character.
Yeah.
You know, it should have been the opposite side. Look, you are a good boy. Don't do this. You are a bad man. Don't do the positive way. You know, this is to those who are bringing up their children.
They need to always be positive.
That's right. Because if you keep on saying somebody is bad, he feels you are trying to hype him. Yeah. He goes to do very worst things. You know, and my life was full of this type of behavior. When at one time I stole school bottles to go and sell. Nabila, so my mother told me I was a bad boy. You know, I stole school bottles that were meant for lining the pitch. I mean, with bottles, you know, for volleyball. Those days, you didn't have. I needed to know how to ride a bicycle, and you had to pay. Every 5 minutes, you had to pay some coins. I didn't have. I was eager to know how to learn to ride. I was in middle school. Form 2 or so. So I gathered some small boys from the kindergarten side, ordered them to carry the bottles. I was carrying the biggest load. We went to sell to the Galway people, those who buy bottles. I mean, normally brought them to Accra for the breweries. And I collected the money and then I went and used it to ride. Apparently, when I was collecting the bottles, there was one senior who saw me. And then he went and reported to the head teacher of the school that he had seen me carrying bottles from the school. Little did I know that the headmaster had planned to disgrace me. So the following day on Monday, I came to assembly, satisfied that I had done what I wanted. I mean, I've known how to ride a bicycle. So he announced, after the normal school assembly, he said he had an announcement to make. I never knew he was going to mention me. Then he told me to climb and come to the top to where he was standing. I went there. Then he said, they should all look at me. But man never went to that. You know, the guy who reported me was one Toya, a police officer. He used to stand at the CMB area to direct traffic. They call him dancing policeman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very tall, lanky, he would dance to direct traffic.
Wow.
Yeah, he was my senior in Saito, in elementary. He reported me. At that time, he became a policeman because he reported me to the head teacher. So he became a policeman. Then the man said, you know what? You see this boy, the whole school exploded. Yes, sir. Do you know him? He said, yes, sir. What is his name? Oh, Sarpong Emmanuel. So good. Apparently, you are called Emmanuel too. I said, yes, sir. I'm a good man to let people follow you to town. For them to be singing after you, Julo. I never knew what Julo meant. So he asked somebody, do you understand Julo? Then there was one boy who came from Accra. So he said, a thief. So, oh. So they should follow me to town and say, thief. Apparently, I was leaving away from the school to go and bring the bottles back. How do I go and bring the bottles? How do I go to a Gawo man who has tied these bottles in the bag?
But now he's even gone.
You know, unfortunately, he was packing. He was trying to pack the bottles to the vehicle. For 2 days, he was still packing. How to tell my mother was a problem. My mother said, we have not been going to school. Why? So I'm not feeling fine. So look, my mother went behind me to the school to ask why I was not coming to school. So my headmaster broke the news to her. I was shipped. I will never forget in my life. My mother could speak many languages. So he went to the man and spoke Zamarama to the man. So apparently she had to pay. And the bottles were returned to the school. You see? There are many, so if my mother told me that I was a bad boy, because it was ringing this in my head. Bad boy, but I went on that tangent. You know? So later, I saw that, no, that was a very bad behavior. No, of course, my children didn't take to me.
You regret some of these things, right?
I do what?
Do you regret some of these things?
Oh, childhood, I don't regret. It made me a hero. It made me a hero. Nabila, there are many things that I don't want you to say on air. So, growing up, I had to leave these things behind. Yeah. Yes, and I was so very important to my school. We were the pioneers of the school. Yeah. So I had to leave it. Apparently, the headmaster saw that if he doesn't give me a position, I'll continue to be bad. So I was appointed the sports captain and the entertainment prefect, 2 portfolios in the school, 1 man. He has to calm me down, and then that changed my life.
because your mother said you were a bad boy.
Yes.
But based on this story you shared, it kind of suggests that growing up, it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. I came from a predominantly poor family. My father was an ex-serviceman, ex-policeman, ex-regimental sergeant major in the army. And so I was brought up in the barracks, so you could see where they say I'm a bad boy. Barracks boys know how to behave.
Yeah.
We are a mixture of tribes. Hausa, Igbe, many. And then if you don't take time and you join the bad one, the bad group, you are done.
So does this suggest that your life in sports, or let me say football, started in school?
Yeah, we had splinter teams.
Okay.
Who were playing these rubber balls in those days. These round balls made of this rubber, it's rubber. We were playing. We had teams. And late Kobraje, NDC, former NDC. Yeah, he had a team. We hailed from the same town.
Oh, okay.
He had a team. We also had a team. Our team was called Thunder Weathers.
Thunder Weathers.
Thunder Weathers. You know where? Thunder Weathers was a name given to late Sike Gampi when he went abroad to play professional.
Oh,
then the shot he gave was nicknamed there. I think Germany or so was nicknamed the Thunder Weather of Africa. So we adopted that name. So we started playing there. And then later, it went to the school, got sports captain. In fact, I did very well. But I learned how to play. I was taught how to play by my PE teacher, Mr. Nathan Akrasi. We're still living. And then he actually taught us the rudiments of football. We had then come from Winnipeg fresh. Fresh idea. And we conquered the whole of that part of Volta region. You couldn't beat us, a school team. We were fantastic, And even Honorable Baba, Agbesi, Honorable Agbesi, formerly of Ashaima, MT of Ashaima. He's an old boy of Nkonya Secondary School. And he played fantastic footballer. Very great football. I don't know why he came to. I think that money.
When God chooses a path for you, it will definitely come.
Brilliant footballer. We had people in the school. So from there, I proceeded to play for. My sports master was playing for KJB Greater Cans. So he took me along, and I was registered to play in the team. My sports master, I was playing along with my sports master. I was playing as a winger. He was a defender. So from there, after matches, he would bring me back to Nkonya. So I proceeded to go to St. Francis, also became a sports captain and played for the school. And I was a sprinter. I was a runner.
You were playing football, you were running?
I was running and playing football for the school. And I was untouchable in St. Francis Training College because I was the eye of the school, of the college. And then late Mr. Kotuampao, the lawyer Kotuampao's father, was the principal of the school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he hadn't had a Peugeot car, 504. So he nicknamed the Peugeot after me. I misbehaved in school, and then they went and reported me to him. So when he came, St. Francis, when he came and said, Peugeot, why? Come to my house. I went, he said, don't do that again. Because I was the eye of the school. He didn't want to punish me. You see? So, hello, Nabila, hold on, so you see.
Yeah, there are so many things.
Yeah,
there are so many things.
So, in fact, I played for I played for Hohwe Stores. Where Adolfoma was my teammate and my roommate. So there was a time when we played, and then he told me that the House of Folk wanted to see me. They wanted to see us.
Oh, really?
Yes. Late Tommy Thompson. The late House of Folk Tommy Thompson.
Yeah.
I declined. I never went, but he went, and that brought him up in the House of Folk setup.
Oh, okay.
So later, I also went to Suzurubi to play. So Suzurubi, they wanted to draft me back to Olympics, and I also ran away because the way the supporters were behaving. But later, I became their coach.
You see, sometimes this supporters thing has been there for a very long time. But tell me pretty quick. Your footballing career on the pitch did not tell us a big story about you, but on the touchline, at what point did that decision to get into coaching start?
Well, I think when I went to Accra Academy in 1984, the director of sports, the sports officer of the University of Ghana, Mr. Duakwa, I don't know why he's still alive, came to Accra Academy and then said he has seen the boys play. Then they were for these Gusa games. They have never won any trophy. Yeah. He sought permission from the headmaster that I should come and coach this team for him.
The University of Ghana team. School? Yes. Okay.
So that's where I met Duncan and the Honorable Neil Antipoy. And one Amama who is the Gasem head or so. Yeah. I met all of them in the university. And that year we won the gold. They won gold for the first time. So I said, no, I think I will be able to coach. So I handled CCBB, my own team, a while. Then, out of the blue, I was in the house when late Tommy Thompson and some other big men of House of. That was the 84. I'm talking about the musical youth era.
Really?
Yes.
I mean that time you had just
started. Yes. So apparently they had gone to Winneba to ask for a football inclined coach who will be able to handle juveniles. Because Mr. Dr. Nyahutabakulu had then dissolved House of Folk, sacking about 23 key players.
He dissolved the team.
So we had to go in for these young ones. And I met my old man, DSP Coach Kobna, late DSP Coach Kobna. But when they came to my house, they brought about 5 cars. I remember very well, late Tommy Thompson, Nana Santisechi, their secretary came, then they brought a bottle of schnapps, HP Nyamite.
Okay.
So they brought a bottle of schnapps.
Former GFA chairman.
Yes. They brought a bottle of schnapps and said, did I know the reason why they have come? I said, no. And Tommy was a chain smoker. So he sought permission to smoke. I said, no, you should feel free and smoke. I said, okay, they have come to take me to House of Folk to coach. And this is, if you've come to somebody's house, you have to bring a bottle of snap, and some money. There was money attached to it. So I was shivering. Hey, I was looking at house as a very big,
big institution.
And from Accra Academy to go and stand there and coach this team. Of course, it's not beyond my capabilities. Yeah. But if you look at the name House of Folk, from afar, I didn't want even to get closer. So that night I didn't sleep. I was pondering what would happen to me on the pitch the first day. So when I went, I met Dr. Nyahutabakulu and then my boss, DSP Coach Kobna. So I was introduced as the young man who was coming to help him. The little psychology I had, I saw that my boss wasn't happy. But when they bring a new coach, the board brings a new coach, it means they are coming to sack you. So after training, I went to him. I said, Dada, you know what? I'm not coming to take your job from you. I'm a young coach. Teach me everything in coaching. Teach me everything. Feel free with me. Take me as your son. And teach me. So one day I will mention your name as somebody who led me into this game. So he relaxed. He taught me every ingredient in football. Coach Kobna, Coach Kobna. He could even predict that, look, tomorrow you see the training we are doing. Tomorrow, that Sunday, we'll beat this team about 3 goals or 4. And it happened. He told me that the last training session of a team, when the team hits a crossbar during training, I mean the probable the team that's going to play, when they hit the crossbar, in a match they will hit the crossbar. If they miss chances, in a match they will miss the chances. So make sure that when we are training, all those balls must enter the net. And it happened. One time I wanted to test him, the bad boy that I was, I wanted to see things for myself. There was one, Ezekiel Alamu, he played for House of Folk, he's now in the US. And then some of these boys in house, So Alamu was an adroit dribbler. He didn't want to pass balls. And then one Eric Mensah. So in that game, at last training session, Alamu hit the crossbar. He hit the crossbar again before he scored. I didn't tell my coach anything. I just wanted to see something for myself. Sunday, Alamu hit crossbar 2 times before he scored. So I went to, old man, you saw what? I said, I catch it. The man said, no, football, he was a phantom man. Yeah. The man said, no, football. Hey, I fought to wait with him. I said, I baby could be an, fought with him. No man in him. It is true. So sometimes I talk about our newborn coaches.
Yeah.
At times, you have to get closer to the old men to tell you certain things in football.
Yeah.
You know, they get excited.
Not everything is scientific.
No. I always excuse me from aware that in Africa, the Bible doesn't play football. Bible doesn't play football. You know,
What they play the ball?
The other athletes play football. Other athletes play football. The prayers you see being conducted, prayers. Look, if heaven opens today, and God wants people who pray a lot to enter the kingdom of heaven, footballers will be the first. From the dressing room, they'll pray. They descend on the bus, they'll pray. They enter the dressing room, they'll dress up. When they are going to warm up, they'll pray. When they come back from the warm up, they'll pray. When they go and play, first half they'll pray. Second half they'll pray before they go back. After the game, they'll pray. You see, so it is nothing that you see even their coaches now telling, you know our coaches, they take on for the first time. I think we have to give glory to God. Yes, you have to give glory to God. But I'm telling you that you are just brainwashing. You are just camouflage. It's a camouflage. You know what has gone beyond. You know what the executive are going to do. They just push you there to go. That's why sometimes they tell you, look, if you coach, you can go. The players can play. It's because of this. You see, so there are many things that go into football. It's not a matter of standing on the touchline and shouting. Sometimes even you shout at the player, he doesn't even listen to you. But for the respect he has for you, you come. Any player who comes to you as a coach and is drinking water, don't talk to him. He doesn't listen to what you are saying. He's thirsty. He wants to go back and play. You know? So at times there are certain places that you have to talk about.
Do you think there's juju in football?
Anything that has a name exists. Anything that has a name exists. You follow me? If there's juju in football, juju exists. So there is. There's juju in football. Nobody should tell me that I'm telling lies. There's juju in football. You know? During
your coaching career, did you try juju before games?
Oh, I want to tell a story about when I was playing for Susubibi.
Please go ahead.
We lost to Azakes, I think, was it? No, before then. Azakes was one big team that was worrying teams. Those secondary teams, 11 Wise, Azakes. So we were supposed to play Azakes. Then our manager said, somebody was coming to play for us that. The man said we should go to the cemetery at midnight. We'll go and pray in the cemetery. Why do I go and pray cemetery midnight? I feared, how do you call it, what do you call it, spirits.
Yeah.
Especially people who are dead bodies to come and, okay. So I made sure that I was in the middle of the queue. I wouldn't be last, I wouldn't be first. So in case of something, I can balance. You know? So we went, and he didn't go even to those who were dead. I mean, the front,
like the graves?
The graves.
Yeah.
I mean, when you enter the first graves, no. We went deep inside. And then if you look at your back, it was very dark. Front was dark, back was dark, side was dark. And this man started chanting, saying certain things, tetragrammaton, some things, 6 and 7 books of Moses, and whole of things. Then we came back. We knew we had won. We were well up 4-0. After all our presence in the cemetery, 4-0. But our managers believed that, something went wrong. That was why we lost. Another time, they said this time, they used blade to make some marks on our head and put some black powder into it so that we'll be able to see the ball well. They were giving a bunch of bananas to eat. You know, so when I left Susubibi and went to Winneba, I got to know that why did we lose? I asked myself, why did we lose the match? I was doing some research. I got to know that the way we stood out the whole night without rest The legs that we were going to use to play were weak. You look at the time we stood in the dark. No rest.
Like for how long did you?
About 3 hours praying. People were dozing. If you are dozing, they will come and hit your back that you should wake up. Otherwise, they will say that you cause the team to lose. You know. So if somebody tells me that there's no juju in football, yes, there's juju in football, but it depends on your psyche. If you believe in it.
But you did the juju and still lost 4-0. You collapsed to 4.
You do juju for what?
You did the juju to go and win. You wanted to win, but
but the organizer said, I mean, the owners say you have to do it.
But if the juju was working, you didn't even need to
at times,
just go and stand there.
At times you are lucky it will backside, it will come to your side.
So what clearly means that in as much as there's this perception that juju actually works in football,
yes, it works.
But you really have to work too.
Yeah, yes, you have to make it work. Why do you have to make it work? It's from the training, the perception. Because you have gone through, tell them it's not there. But you don't. There's a way you should do it. You know, there was a time when a player told me that, coach, we need to bath water before we are able to win. I went, brought water, put this lavender inside. Said, hey, come and bath. We won the match. Meanwhile, there was nothing. You know, just because they had the belief in the water that if I bring in the water in the bath, and we win.
No, so if I get you clear,
yeah,
is it how you think that influences whether juju works or not, or it is the juju that will help you win?
The juju doesn't help you to win. The juju is a psychological booster. From the coast, they started from the coast, which is why a player can tell me that, look, bring water for us to bath. From the coast level, they do that. Why do coast players put white handkerchiefs on their wrist? Why is it that some people will paint their face white? Why do you tell that today the color is not good, go and wear violet? Why do House of Folk people tell that the colors that they wear is what do you call it? It's a universal color. That you can't do anything against House of Folk because the colors are universal. It's a rainbow color. Every color is a rainbow. Why do they believe in it? Why is that sometimes? Do you know why they change this the guesses to that an away team will come, they will read that, oh, perhaps Susubibi wears green and yellow. So we should also go and find green and yellow to match their color. Well, because in those days, the home team will have to change. So you force them to change their jersey. The jersey they have used in going to the juju, they will change it. Then you wear that jersey. So the light comes to you. You see? So if you are sitting outside, there are many things in football. Many things that go into football. People don't know.
How many years did you spend at House of Folk?
House of Folk? I can't remember. But, you know, I've been in House of Folk in and out 3 years. 3 times.
Okay.
In
3 times?
3 times in House of Folk. Yahoo Tamaklus era. I left. There was a problem between me and Yahoo. So I had to leave. And then later, during Afanen's time, Coach Afanen, later Afanen's time, he was with the national team. And then they opted me to come. To come and help him. Yeah. Because he was in the national team. So that was when we won the league. Before he came back, I had won the league for House of Folk. Yeah. So we continued from there. Then I left. Then during the time they were playing in Africa, during the time of later Samdodu, and then my good friend Polo, we were then handling House of Folk. And here there was a rift between them. They never saw eye to eye. So then the head of state, the late head of state, Atames was the board chairman.
Okay.
So they had to run to me to come and help so that the two of them would leave the scene. So it was dividing the front of the team. So I went. You could remember when GS Kabil beat our team here?
Yeah.
Yes. I took them to, how do you call it? I took them for the match. You know. So that was the 3rd time I went to House of Folk.
What happened between you and the Nyahontama Club?
Well, Yahoo said I was a conduit pipe.
What does that mean?
You know the meaning? That was the way he used. There was, Alagi Haas was there in the US when Yahoo.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
May he rest in peace. When Yahoo sacked the 23 players, but apparently the Haas people didn't like it because it was a way of wiping away the foundation of the team.
Of the club.
Of the club. So when I was drafted in, I was working, then Alaji came And so he wanted to see the players, to honor them, So I didn't know the rift between Nyaho and the Alagi house. I never knew there was anything between them. So they called on me, and then we went to Alagi's house. He gave us some food to eat. And then he gave even Nabila some money to drop into Tema because he was coming back to training.
Oh, okay.
Then later, I had news. I was coming to the training ground when I saw Nyaho on a table like a politician addressing the Hearts faithfuls. That the man has gone to take bribe. We were going to play Hazakers in a friendly match that Sunday. So he was taking money from Hazakers. He's not a good man. So I didn't know. I thought he was addressing it. So when I got to the place, then my boss, a late DSP governor, said, Coach, Abazina, Yahukan. I said, I give bribe. I said, school teacher, I've gone to take money from who? Boss, the match we're going, was it a competitive match? It's a friendly match. How do I take money? So Yahoo was also, the supporters fund was divided. So my boss, being a policeman, said, Coach, just get off. Leave these people go. Because you don't know when something happens, they will say that you were the cause. That match, we won 3-0 at the stadium. So I went off. Then Nyaho came to my house with a gun. Yes. That I remember it was using a small Peugeot car in the company of Tetoku. Asphalt, Tetoku. And then one of the Richardson, we call it Richardson, the team manager. 3 of them came. I then closed from school. After that, I wasn't with the team again.
Yeah.
So he wielded that gun, came out. So how had I gone to tell late Rollins and Anna Eni about the fact that I've left the team? So, me, these personalities, I've never even seen them before. I've not talked to them. So it's a good man to shoot me for taking him to the head of state and then Anna Eni, who was our supporters. So when he left, I went to Alagi Tijani. The late Alagi Tijani was then the board chairman. And reported the case to him. He said, look, I should go to the CID headquarters and report that case to them. So I went there and told them, I said, look, I should go back to Kaneshi. That is I claim. That Nyahu has been arrested. Ghana police, if they want to work, they will work. Look at the time even the news broke out to them and the action they took. And when I got to the police station, Nyahu was there. And then with the guns, they went to search and took all the guns from his house and brought it to the table. And I said, Coach, which one did he use in threatening you? So I pointed at the silver one. He said, look. He said, but I was always being in his car with him. I said, no, I don't come into your car, please. You face it. So the man, I remember very well, the prosecutor was one Inspector Amponsa, Sergeant Amponsa. He said, Coach, go back to school. We'll deal with this case. Then the case went it went beyond what you are hearing. So I was in the house when Bratakweti sent for me. And that was the time when Joados were also playing in the team.
Oh, okay.
Joado and Simon are my cousins.
Oh, okay.
So they heard the news and went to Bratakweti that reported the case to him. He should call me. So I went. That was the first time I was knowing that the state house that is there, there are offices down there. I never went there before. I went and met Bratakweti. He asked me, I told my story. He said, look, go. We'll deal with this case. Whatever happened to Nyaho is on air. I won't talk about it. So that was how it came about.
You and your hotel uncle, many people say he's a difficult man to work with. Is he?
I think he's not a difficult man as such.
Or he's a principled person.
He's a principled man. Nyaho, was an army captain. I mean, was an army officer. That army is in him. In those days, you couldn't come near Nyaho on the training grounds at this place where we train, Lotteries.
Lotteries Park.
Yes. There used to be a dust, how do you call it? Where people put bad, we call it baller. Refuse dump. Refuse dump. He would come, he had a stick which was like a chair. He would open it, a walking stick, he would open it and sit on it there. Nobody comes in. He was always dressed in white. You wouldn't go to him. If you're a player and you go to Nyaho, he will tell you, I'm not your coach. Go and talk to your coaches. I don't deal with coaches. I don't deal with players. You go and talk to your coach. So much, he was a displayer that even in those days, our team, you will not see a player with his shirt on the shorts. You always had to tuck in. If my boss sees you with your shirt on, you take you away from the team for indiscipline. So if you are trading, you see them tackling and then with long hose. We started with this long hose thing. Discipline. That brought about discipline in House of Oak and built the team.
Talk to me, apart from House of Oak, I know you've also worked with Dwarf, you've also worked with Liberty Professionals.
Yeah. So many teams, Nabila. Many, I will not be able to, you see, I've coached almost all the top class in the country. I've gone through all. It's not Liberty and Dwarfs we are talking about. They were latter days things. I was in Haas, I told you.
Yeah.
I was in Kotoko. I was in Kwa United. Dawu, I brought Dawu to that level.
Dawu youngsters.
That youngsters, you know. And then even as far as to BA United, Voradep, Dwarfs, Adriana Stars, look, a whole lot.
Now, if I take your CV, I'll just be going through.
Yeah, you guys.
But those days, were they
and even Olympics. I remember you mentioned it. It's all the top class.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes.
But were there CAF coaching courses, which was?
In those days,
yes.
No. But I had my, you know, the CAF license A course.
Yeah.
I was privileged to be a pioneer of that course.
Oh, okay.
The first ever in Africa. It was, it came up at Pram Pram.
Oh, okay.
When the elite coaches, the first elite coaches were drafted to, of course, we paid some fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went, that was a course where we had to write examination. After practicals, every night, after practicals in the night, you will not sleep. You give me an assignment for the following day.
For the next day.
Yes, next day. And then it happened that after normal practicals, we had to write examination. We had to, from CAF. And one, Mr. Onibinde,
Yeah.
from Nigeria, who was the CAF instructor, was drafted to come and watch, to supervise. So we had to write, and then the papers, our sheets were sent back to CAF for marking. So it was there that the certificates were awarded.
I see.
Yes. So our certificates were awarded from CAF.
From CAF.
Yes, from there.
How would you describe coaching then and now? I'll come to the national teams that you worked with, but how would you describe coaching then and now? And what has changed between the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and what we are witnessing in our game today?
Yeah, in our days, we had the coach system. The coach, like, has babies, mentioned them, those times.
Yeah.
All over the country, we had coach being played, coach football. So it also helped us a lot by tapping from there and then polishing them. They knew how to play, but they didn't know the rudiments of the game, the developmental side, like passing and receiving. Yes, they would just kick, even where to head, how to kick, using the instep, use the side of the foot. They must know all these things. So it helped us to build a team. For me, in my case, because I was in a school, and I used my school as a model of football team.
Accra
Academy. Were models in everything: athletics, volleyball, hockey, football. Most of my players there were playing for the youngsters. They were different from them playing for the youngsters.
You took them there?
Yes. You know, yes. So when we come to the school level, we are monarchs of what we say, because we are exposed.
Yeah.
You know, and then we went in to do a lot of things, even telling them what we should do and what we should not do. But right now, in those days, we didn't have laptops. We didn't even have phones for you to call a chairman and make a concern. They didn't have phones. You want to see the chairman on the pitch. Why you have to talk? So if you are an assistant coach who are a concern man, you want to go and do concern, you are there with me. You can't do concern. Like as it is now.
Yeah.
You know,
you assistant coach. In fact, you'll be there, someone will send a text.
Yes, see that. So now
ABC
it's not like that. No, but we use our own brains to having played before. You know, so we had to use that one to coach these boys. And it was so we were producing the results.
Yeah.
This time, even with the advent of the certificate system, you don't see it. No, but I don't blame them because they don't have the standard measurement. Who were doing with schools and school sports. You know, in those days you can pick from schools and schools and sports and
and colleges and
colleges. You pick. In those days we really had academicals, students national team, academicals, not meteors, academicals. They named the academicals from the schools.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and they were playing. They were playing with other teams from Togo and the academicals from that side. See the development of the game.
Okay.
So now we have gone away from this. Now we say we are in a scientific era. Football is changing, and we are just following. Look, you have to cry your own cry. You know, if somebody is doing something, and it appeals to you, you have tried once, you have tried second time, third time, it's not working. Why don't you go back to your own system and do your own thing? Now, even school sports is defunct. You don't see, they don't even do it.
It's only Kumasi. To talk about investment. Those days, people were willing to invest, put their resources in there, and like there were not people who were doing it for the business purposes, but now people are doing it for business.
Yes, in those days, my former chairman, Nana Seteboa of the youngsters was single-handedly handling the. Like even recent time, the late Nanedu was also doing to that dwarfs. Nana Jimanbedu to Adriana. Some of them were not doing that for money, for monetary gains. It was a philanthropic measure to make the youngsters in town get jobs, to get something to eat. Now, it's not like that. You get a player, after dribbling one or two players, you see him in Morocco. After heading over the bar, you see him in Azerbaijan.
In Togo.
You see that? So the development, what is it now? We are not here to develop them. Look at academy. I'm using academy because that's where I have been. From Form 1 to Form 5, 5 years, you know, and players will be playing. I mean, they will come to school first year, second year they will continue, third year they will continue. So when they get to Form 4, Form 5, they're up there. You understand? So Rome was not built in a day. It's a gradual process. But here we are, we push people to go. Oh, I've got a team for you. Then the boy's head is swollen. He doesn't need to play in Ghana again. He wants to play because I take him abroad. He looks at airport, he sees planes flying, and then he's looking at the planes. Oh, I'll go soon. He has lost focus down here. So it's a big problem, and our authorities must address this issue. Otherwise, we'll be pushed to a degree when we'll not come back again.
What you're suggesting is that we've gotten to a point that we should consider court system again? Yes,
of course. The course now has metamorphosed into academies, which are mainly for sale. I mean, to sell players.
Yeah.
It's not the development. They will develop you and sell. You understand? But in the course era, it doesn't like development and selling. Sylvia would have gone a long time ago because he played in course.
Yeah.
Asamoah, Essien, Montari, all played. Mention them. Prince Owusu and Sons, Owusu Bayes, all playing course. You know, Asamoah played for Sidaps. Sidaps was a coach team, owned by my friend.
Oh, okay.
Sifas. Sifas was a.
So he moved from there to Liberty.
What is?
He moved from there to Liberty.
No. He was playing. Yeah. From there to Liberty.
To Liberty.
After school, from there to Liberty. You know, he came to school at a tender age. So from there he moved to Liberty. You know, and Sifas was my friend. In fact, I don't know whether it's a long time now. It was this travel and tours agent using his resources to form a team, not for the benefit of getting money, but at least for he wanted to stand at the touchline and just get happy. You know, most of them might have formed a team for the community there, because if you look at the kids playing, you enjoy it more than the adults. You understand?
Yeah.
So sometimes when your wife is worrying you in the house, you just go to the touchline there and then be watching football. Before you get home, you are okay. You see, that's how I always say to you know, football that we play here, the league that we are playing.
Yeah.
When people don't come to the stadium, it's a source of worry, because sometimes people come to stadium to watch matches, to offload or offset the problem that they have at home. You know, some of our women are very troublesome, and some of the men are also troublesome. So when there's that rift, the man moves to the stadium, sit down there for about 2 hours, 3 hours, buy this granite and graphic at times, and then he has forgotten momentarily what is going to happen in the house. Before he gets home, everything is calmed down. Now people are not watching. What do you do?
What must we do to bring back people to the stadium?
Who that?
What must we do to bring back people to the stadium?
You know what? Going back again, nowadays we used to have, what do you call it? This gala.
Yeah.
All teams that play in the Premiership will converge at the Dakar Sports Stadium for 2 days. Then they will play. It's a gala system.
Yeah.
And then that will, what do you call it? Conscientize the public. That will tell the people that these are people we are going to see in the next season. We would like to see players they have recruited to come and play. Normally they use them to play.
Okay.
The gala.
It's kind of publicity.
It's publicity. You see them. Oh, so Nabila is playing. Oh, Nabila is a good player. But of course, that entertained the people more. It was free, and people will converge to the stadium, and then you see the whole stadium is filled up. Like Bafokwa coming, people want to see where Bafokwa is coming from. Which players are going to play for Bafokwa? They'll come and watch. That enthusiasm is now driven to a point that when the league starts, everybody will come to the stadium to watch. At times, some of the players will come on, do some cameo, and then before you realize, they're either the big teams will just knock them off. So sometimes the teams don't bring their
best talent.
Better, yes. But so it's a sort of entertainment.
Coach, we are just wrapping up the conversation, but a quick one. What would you say is your highest point as a coach?
I think, well, one highest points.
Yeah.
Points or point?
Okay, just give me many.
When I brought the to become a third force in the country. And I produced 3 goal kings in the before I left the Emmanuel Tete was the goal king, Lord Oscar was the goal king, and Mumuni goal king, all in the before I left the And then also the excitement of coaching Olympics 6 times, back to back. I can't get to Olympics 6 times. Anytime they were running into relegation, they will come for me, I'll go and build them. They will say, oh, Coach, we don't like you, then I'll go back to the house. Then when they're going back again, they'll come, oh, then I'll go. 6 times back to back Olympics. You know? And then another time when I won the league for Kotoko, Asante Kotoko. Then won the league 2 for House of Hope. And then won the FA Cup for Olympics. And then got to the semi-final with Wafu with the youngsters. These are high points in football.
High points, your low points.
My low points, but was when I slapped Middendorf at Nkoko. Yes, against Okoro United, we were playing Kotoko when he misbehaved. And I had to slap him. And then that was very low, very, very low. And that was, I was breathing with what?
Is it useful exuberance or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, use the word again.
Useful exuberance.
So, you know, and then the man came and I remember very well when the guy was coming to me. You see, the whole thing was, Middendorf also didn't didn't behave well. You know, on the technical bench, on the technical line, teams have their areas of operation. Now, a coach will not cross over to the other coach's area until after the match. So what actually happened there there was no need for Middendorf to cross the line. What actually made me annoyed was that the match commissioner, who was commissioning the match that day, there was total security at the stadium. Soldier men and the Seconds brought soldiers from Accra, and the policemen from the regional barracks, policemen from Kofodua, because of Kotoko and House, Okowu match. You know, because the supporters were bent on retaliating what they did to them in Kumasi.
Oh, okay.
You know, so, I mean, there was total security. So when that happened, he pushed my former lecturer, down. You know, just like pushing your father down to come and beat your son. No.
And you slapped him.
Thank you. So when my hands were in my pocket. Then Mr. Abdulai, I don't know whether you remember him.
Yeah.
Was standing with Thickens. We call him Patron. When the guy came around, then started shouting. No, what happened was that there was a throw-in. Thickens had promised the team, each player 1 million. Let me use the word 1 million.
Yeah, those
days. And then the coach is taking 2 million. Look at it. It was a budget. And then when the guy came, he said, 6 minutes full time, we were leading. A goal scored by a former player of Kotoko. And then Godwin Bloody and Joe Hendricks were playing for Kotoko. So there was one boy, this boy who came to throw, there was a throw in. And then he wanted to throw the ball. And then there was this linesman, we call them assistant referees. Yeah. Something more. May his soul rest in peace. And then the referee in the middle was Kwame something, Ashema. So this guy threw the ball. I was just shouting at Ernest. They were quarreling. Yeah. So Ernest, stop what you are doing. Stop it. You concentrate 6 minutes. The guy came and hit the back of my hand and then went back as if I had hit him, shouting. So the referee ran from stopped the game and came to the assistant referee to ask him what happened. He said, no, that didn't happen. You should go. The guy got fainted. He said, you should go and play. Then this man, I was standing. So this guy was coming for who has beaten my player? Who has beaten my player? You stupid man, you're a pig. I said, hi. Me, pig in my country, you lie. I'll give you the sound of a pig. You are a white man, you are not a pig. So when he was about to come near me, then he had two. He had to put some sense into his head. So he returned. He went back. Later, he calls that I should meet him in Kumasi over a cup of tea. That's what I did. It sometimes happens in Europe. Yeah. He didn't do well, but he didn't go public. He was apologizing, but he didn't go public.
So he apologized to you.
Yes, but he didn't go public.
So based on this experience, what advice would you offer to young coaches?
You see, there are many types of, there are different types of CEOs and the managers of teams and the owners of teams. From my experience, if you try to oppose the management decision some way, they'll sack you. They will find a way to sack you. If you're a coach, they will tell you you're at management meeting. You can send your
recommendations,
suggestions across. Sometimes they will come pushing you to the wall. You know, at times there's a way of, they are human beings. Diplomatically, you can talk to them. But when you stand on your grounds, you are the man in charge. You are on the field. If you know how to play, you will not bring me to come and coach your team. You are a goner. And they'll find ways to say that. They can even infiltrate in the ranks of the players to play against you. So sometimes when I see players even not playing well, I say, today you see them playing at training very well. They have been infiltrated. People have been infiltrated. Look, go and lose the mind, then we sack the coach. You see the coach. And then those who do that are those who are not getting playing time. They are the orchestrators of this thing. So I always tell people that, look, if you're a coach and you enter a pitch, you have been appointed to handle a team, the first crop of players who will meet you and be singing your praises. Oh, coach, you are a champion coach. Oh, coach, what about your friend? They are the people who send you back packing. You must be very careful.
Is there bribery in Ghana?
They'll send you packing.
Is there bribery in Ghana Premier League? Haven't been there for a long time.
Bribery?
Yes.
Well, there are certain things you don't have to speak about. You know, there's bribery. Yeah, I once told that anything that exists, anything that has a name exists. You know, I said this thing.
I mean in Ghana.
So if the word bribery exists, I'm coming. The word bribery I'm coming. If no. Listen. If bribery is a name that exists, then bribery exists.
In Ghana Premier League.
In Ghana Premier League. Yeah. It's a long time I coached in the Premier League. I don't know what happens. My time there was nothing like that. But if it's happening now, as you are alleging, I will run my mouth because I'm not part of them.
Okay. Yeah. The last question. Yeah. Chris Hughton, head coach of the Black Stars.
I can only assess Hughton very well after the Cup of Nations. Right now, he came to annex the throne somebody has left.
Yeah.
It's not bad for me. For what I've seen from him, I feel he's on the right track.
Yeah.
He shouldn't get swayed. Ghanaians can talk a lot. Now everybody is quiet about him because he's just started. And then, fortunately for him, the first match, he won.
Yeah.
No, he drew.
He won. He won the first game and drew the second game.
The second game. So there was silence in the country. You know, coming from the World Cup that we went, the fiasco.
Yeah.
Everybody was ready to lambast anybody. But he calmed down tension. He's continued. I'll be able to assess him when we qualify for Africa and play Africa proper. Then I'll sit here with you, tell that what I've seen about him. Right now, it's too early. But he's doing well. He's on the right path. But it's too early.
Chris Hughton on the right path.
Yeah.
And qualifying Ghana to the next edition of the African Cup of Nations. Asamoah also said that he's on the right path. But Ghanaians have got loads of expectations. He needs to manage the expectations.
Yeah.
And that is going to be the only way out he'll be able to bring some satisfaction to Ghana. But can he win the African Cup? Possible? Yes or no?
We'll get close. No? We'll get close.
We will close.
Yeah, we'll get
but
close.
But we'll not win.
I'm not sure. I'm not very sure, because if you look at the way other teams are prepared, other countries are playing football, you know, as compared, we are playing well, but we lack the knack. You see, there are certain things that Hughton should put right to be able to get close to the cup. You see that? You know, your own Ghanaian people are a very interesting lot of people, a very interesting side, very interesting people. Look, as I sit here with you, you might have enemies. I also have my enemies. My enemies will like you to fall. You understand? You know where I'm coming from?
I understand.
Yes. This management there, people may not like them. They work against you. They are happy when you lose focus. So another group will come, they will say, during my time, you didn't want me to reign. Now you two do it. This is what is happening, and then we are going up and down. It's the truth. The truth.
And that's a major challenge. A challenge we should be able to resolve. Coach J. Sarpong, my guest on Prime Take. Thank you very much for joining us. Coachy.